just like to ask Mr. Bedol, no? I know your testimony was more on the 2007 election, but sir, can you tell us something about the 2004 election? Maybe we'll start, where were you assigned during the 2004 election?
In 2004 election, I was assigned as provincial election supervisor of Sultan Kudarat, but I was also given other assignment after I was able to finish canvassing Sultan Kudarat, like in Cotabato City, Your Honor.
I appreciate your position, sir, no? And I appreciate that you have come forward to tell us the truth and to tell what you know. So if I can ask that you extend, no, your testimony to not only 2007 but 2004. First of all, sir, sino po naglagay sa iyo sa position mo sa 2004? Did Commissioner Garciliano have anything to do with it?
I was already actually I was the regular election supervisor of Maguindanao, but never in the past that except in 2007 that I was assigned in Maguindanao province. I am always assigned at a far place province in order that my relatives in Maguindanao will not benefit in my placement in the Commission on Election. So
but can you confirm to us, sir, that what was special about the 2004 election is that Chairman Abalos created a special committee, a MANCOM, headed by Commissioner Garciliano. And Commissioner Garciliano handpicked whether nandun na yung tao o wala, or whether nilipat niya o stay put. Si Commissioner Garciliano took care of Mindanao, basically.
Yes, Your Honor.
How about you, Director Sumalipaw? Do you confirm that or not?
Actually, Your Honor, please. Si Commissioner Garciliano was then designated as the Vice Chairman of the Personnel Department. CIC, Vice President.
Vice Chairman, pero sa kanya binigay lahat ng authority na kung sino ilalagay saan.
Yung mga changes, personnel movements, Your Honor, please, kay Commissioner Garciliano,
Okay.
Your Honor.
So, whether nandun ka na dati pa, pre-nomote, dinomote, etc., yun ang special assignment ni Commissioner Garciliano.
If Commissioner Garciliano ordered, it was followed, Your Honor,
Okay.
being the Vice Chairman.
Okay. Mr. Bedol, no? So, can you tell us anything about the 2004 election that will shed light, no, in our discussions here today, no?
2000.
Whether it's your area or, for example, did you hear about that meeting with the President nung ibang election officers?
Actually, I was not a part of that meeting. I have not seen the President personally, even up to this point in time.
But did you hear about that meeting? May usap-usapan ba among the regional and provincial electoral supervisors, election supervisors na such a meeting took place?
Meron na rin noon, pero I cannot also confirm it, not being a party to the meeting.
How about you, sir? Can you confirm that yung boses mo nasa Garci tapes? That you talked to him twice?
Actually, hindi ko pa narinig yung Garci tape, pero I would be able to confirm the same.
Okay.
I have a talk to Commissioner Garciliano, either in phone or personally.
So if we play that portion to you, sir, you'll be able to tell us kung in fact boses nyo yon at kung in fact boses ni Commissioner Garciliano.
Yes, naman. Yes.
And despite na wala ho yung records, you'll be able to tell us kung yun ang nangyayari during that time.
Pwede.
The reason give me a second. The reason I asked that, because I think magiging relevant. Ito po, no? I'll reading from the transcript. Allegedly, Garciliano, meron talagang resolusyon, meron order na ilipat kayo sa Maynila. Attorney Bedol, allegedly. Hello, sir. Meron. Nandito na-receive namin. We already have. Garciliano. Saan ang date niyan? Attorney Bedol, 29. Kanina rin. Garciliano, bakit di man lang ako pinaalaman? Nandyan naman ako sa opisina. Attorney Bedol, nakalagay dun sa official business ka daw. Dun sa motion Garciliano, garbled and then line out, no? That was an example, no, of a conversation. What we have been saying, Attorney Bedol, ever since is that although the tape cannot be used as evidence per se, investigators can use it to follow up a lead.
Yes,
because meron ibang parts ng tapes that seem to be harmless. Ibig sabihin, Commissioner, nakausap lang ang RD or ang PS, di ba? Pero merong ibang parts na may dagdag-dagdag. May ibang parts na kung ayaw niya sumama, kunin niyo yan. Or may alleged kidnapping, no? So that's why we want to see the timeline and we want to see all of this and put it together and see if in fact this happened or not. So you'll be able to confirm to us once you hear the voice.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, with your indulgence, just a few questions to Mr. Cusi.
Please proceed, Senator Cayetano.
Mr. Cusi, before the 2004 election, may position ho ba kayo sa gobyerno?
Sa PPA po.
Sa PPA?
Opo.
Paano ho kayo na-appoint sa PPA?
I was appointed February 2001.
1 month after the EDSA 2 revolution. Sino
yes,
ho
Your
ang backer nyo? Sinong kakilala nyo kaya na-appoint kayo?
Wala po.
Nakakabigla ho yun. Yung isa na pro-promote kahit na may dayaan sa lugar niya. Kayo naman ho, na-appoint pero wala kayong kilala sa gobyerno.
Wala po akong backer nung i-appoint po ako kasi hindi naman po, unang-una hindi po ako nag-apply at
Sino ho kumausap sa inyo para sabihin na bigay yung position na yun?
ang dating Pangulong Gloria po ang nag-appoint sa akin.
So, ang backer nyo, ang Pangulo. Diretso ho kayo sa Pangulo.
Diretso po.
That's what I meant. So, malapit kayo sa Pangulo herself.
Well, kung sasabihin kilala, malapit po ako sa Pangulo.
Well, hindi ho kayo ma-appoint basta-basta sa ganung posisyon ng hindi kayo kilalang personal na wala kayo. Kasi di ba sa gobyerno, either someone recommends you and says that I recommend this person for that position or my search committee, or the president himself or herself knows you. That's why just preliminary, I wanted to know the background because your name has come up several times, hindi po ba? Let me confirm muna. You're the same Mr. Cusi that was named by Judge Moner.
Yun po ang
Okay. You're the same Mr. Cusi who was named by Senator Lacson of going to LTA building every month to deliver, allegedly, money to the first gentleman in his famous Jose Pidal speech.
Hindi po totoo yun.
No, I'm not asking yet kung totoo hindi, pero ikaw ang binabanggit niya noon.
Hindi ko rin po alam kung ako po yun dahil hindi ko po alam na nabanggit po ako na gano'n.
Okay. You're the same Mr. Cusi who was the head of the airport nung alleged kidnapping ni Jun Losada.
That was during my term, Your Honor.
That's right. No? And until now, hindi binigay sa amin yung mga pangalan ng PSG people who were there ahead of yung susundo kay Jun Losada during your time, di ba? Because the records were not revealed to us.
Hindi ko po alam yun, Your Honor.
We had a hearing. I was there in the airport and nagkausap dito. I think it was right here when I asked you about that. Nasabi, kailangan sa PSG natin itanong. Di ba may daan doon sa likod ng airport, tapos may logbook doon, pinicturean ko pa yung logbook.
Nasa logbook po lahat yung totoo po.
This is a side issue, but it has relevance pa rin dito sa administration ni GMA. Do you confirm to us now that there were PSG officials in the airport right before sinundo si Mr. Jun Losada?
Ang pagkakaalam ko po, Your Honor, PNP officials
PNP yung sumundo sa kanya, yun yung umamin. But nakita namin sa logbook na meron din PSG. Don't tell me that you didn't do your own investigation. Ang sabi nila, may iba silang business daw doon. Nagkataon lang. Coincidence.
Tama po yun. Meron pong nagsabi na nandun sila. Tama po
So
yun.
anyway, you're the same Mr. Cusi that is mentioned there, no?
Opo.
Okay. Let me be fair, sir, no? We want to give you all the opportunity here, etc. You heard the allegations of Mr. Moner?
Narinig ko po.
Of Judge, no? Do you deny it?
There's no truth to the allegation po, Your Honor.
But you did campaign for the president during the 2004 election.
No, I did not campaign for the former president po.
Judge Moner mentioned certain areas, no? Where, Judge, may I ask, saan-saan po yung sinabi niyo nag-operate si Mr. Cusi?
Your Honor, please, he did not really go there to operate, but he sent me. He sent me there.
He sent you.
Yes, Your Honor.
So siya, dito lang ho siya nakabase.
He was Manila-based, Your Honor.
And allegedly, upon whose authority was he sending you out? The President, the First Gentleman, some lower-level political operative in their political party? Did he ever mention it, or you just assume?
Well, honestly, Your Honor, kung siya lang ang mag-utos sa akin, I don't think I will readily be handy for him. But he told me it is FG, the former First Gentleman, but he likewise told me to never mention the name of the First Gentleman unless it is very necessary.
Okay. Do you confirm this, Sir Cusi?
No, Your Honor.
So, as far as you're concerned, you never sent out Judge Moner to do any political activities?
No, Your Honor.
Are you close to the First Gentleman?
As a friend, as a fellow club member, yes, Your Honor.
Hindi ho ba siya ang bumulong sa Presidente na bigyan ka ng posisyon?
Hindi po, at saka hindi ko po siguro malalaman kung nagbulong po siya.
Anong academic background niyo? Bakit ho sa Ports Authority?
I'm a graduate of Business Administration.
Kasi after that, sa airport ho kayo, di ba?
Opo.
So apparently, the President parang saw your abilities in different kinds of ports. Kasi from Philippine port authorities that have to do with shipping, di ba? And nilipat kayo sa airport that has to do with, of course, air transport naman, no? But do you have any particular expertise on that field, or?
Well, my experience from graduation has been in transportation, Your Honor.
Okay. So, you're close to the First Gentleman and the President appointed you directly. Why didn't you campaign for her in the 2004 election?
I was really busy with my work at the Philippine Ports Authority, Your Honor.
At that time?
At the time.
So you had nothing to do. But you know Judge Moner?
Yes, he was introduced to me by his brother-in-law.
Okay. And you saw him a couple of times? Or?
He went to my office when he was introduced, Your Honor.
Yeah. So you deny also that you have a monthly meeting in the LTE building with the First Gentleman? During
I deny
the term
that
of,
vehemently, Your
especially
Honor.
when you became chairman or what's the title for the airport?
General Manager, Your
General
Honor.
Manager of the airport.
Yes, Your Honor.
You did not continue to meet the First Gentleman on a weekly or monthly basis?
No, Your Honor.
No. Anyway, Sir Chair, I'll stop there, no, and ask more questions later.
Okay.
But Mr. Cusi, just to say that so that we will not be accused, we're all here from the opposition. I mean, you have the floor. If you want to answer any of the allegations, because I mentioned that your name keeps popping up. 11 times mentioned by Judge Moner in the affidavit, in the Jose Pidal speech, in the Jun Losada fiasco or alleged kidnapping. No? So, in all administration, there are core groups. At paniniwala ko, isa kayo na sa core group ng First Gentleman. No, we're just giving you the chance. If you don't want to say anything, it's up to you. But if you'd like to take this opportunity to clear your name or say anything, please do so. No?
I have a statement here, Your Honor.
Sige po, please, if you want to read it, please
That,
proceed.
in reaction to the statement of Mr. Moner.
Please bring the microphone closer.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
I, Alfonso G. Cusi, of Legal Aids, Filipino, upon being duly sworn under oath, deposes and says that I prepared this instrument to clear out my name against the unfounded and malicious allegations of former Sharia Circuit Court Judge Nagamura T. Moner. However, I respectfully manifest that a criminal complaint was already filed against me before the Department of Justice relative to the alleged 2004 poll fraud, of which Mr. Moner is likewise a defendant. Notwithstanding, I shall abide by the proceedings before this honorable body in aid of legislation insofar as my constitutional rights are not compromised. I have held and served various posts in the past and present administrations and performed to the best of my ability and integrity. Prior to my government service, I headed various private businesses where I consciously did my best to maintain a good name for myself. In February 2001, I was appointed as General Manager of the Philippine Ports Authority, or the PPA. I held this position until June 2004, when I was appointed as General Manager of the Manila International Airport Authority. On March 2010, I resigned from my position at the MIAA and was thereafter appointed as Director General of the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines. This position I held until December 2010, when I tendered my resignation to President Aquino. I humbly believe that, to the best of my knowledge, I have occupied this position with honor and honesty and provided genuine public service to the best of my human ability. Sometime in April 2004, I met Mr. Muner when he was introduced to me by his brother-in-law, the late Mr. Efren Bulyosos, a former manager at the PPA at my office. On the same occasion, Mr. Muner informed me that he was one of the organizers of the Lanao Unity Movement for GMA to be launched in Cagayan de Oro the following week. The significance of the launching of the Lanao Unity Movement for GMA was to publicize the defection of numerous opposition leaders in Muslim Mindanao in favor of the camp of President Arroyo. Likewise, in the same conversation, Mr. Muner invited me to attend the said launching and also requested me to remind and verify from the first gentleman if he could attend the same. Civility aside, I take offense against the unfounded allegations contained in the affidavit of Mr. Muner, dated September 12, 2011, and in his testimony given on September 13, 2011, before this honorable committee. I categorically deny all the malicious imputations of Mr. Muner, particularly his statement suggesting that I was his handler during the 2004 nationwide elections. I categorically deny giving, remitting, and sending money to Mr. Muner to perpetuate the poll fraud during the 2004 election. It is very clear that Mr. Muner's statements are baseless and founded and are purely hearsay. Mr. Muner has previously testified before this honorable body that there was no fraud during the 2004 presidential elections. Now, however, Mr. Muner tells us a different, albeit fantastic and incredible story. No less than the Honorable Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile and the Honorable Senate President Pro Tempore Jingo Estrada expressed their distrust on Mr. Muner's credibility and his flip-flopping testimonies. Finally, I humbly express that I have and will always maintain the integrity I have nurtured since my humble beginnings. I have and will always demonstrate my patriotism and service to this country. I take serious offense against the malicious and baseless stories fabricated by Mr. Muner. I wish to maintain my peace and honor. That is why I have spoken the truth in front of this honorable body. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Senator Cayetano?
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Cusina. Mr. Chair, I'd just like to manifest at this point in time na nababaliwala ng husto ang congressional hearings dahil hindi natin nagagamit ng husto. At siguro minsan, ang korte, kailangan din natin siguro makausap ang court administrator ng Supreme Court. Sapagkat sa House, sinabi ni Commissioner Garciliano, hindi siya umalis ng bansa. Pero may nakuha tayong certificate galing sa Singapore na nandun siya. So sa US, mismo yung Attorney General ang nagfa-file ng kaso at humahabol sa nagsisinungaling sa Kongreso. So hindi ka man mahuli sa mas mabibigat na krimen. Pag nagsinungaling ka naman sa Kongreso, napaparusahan at napapakulong. No? At hindi contempto, no? It's a criminal case. So we'd like to give all the opportunities here, Mr. Cusi. The investigation will go on, and if your name crops up again, no, we will be confronted with other witnesses. You can come back, no? But I have to ask the hard questions. Director, I just had time to read your affidavit now, no? Dito mismo sa affidavit nyo, kayo na ho nagsabi, no, na Section 31 of COMELEC Resolution 6669, no pre-proclamation controversies, no? And this is accordance with the law, no? But sa paragraph 12, sinabi niyo po, the same rules, however, allow the PBOC to correct manifest errors in election returns or certificate of canvass. Pero sinabi niyo po dito sa affidavit, wala hong abogado na nagpapaset aside. Pero, meron pong mga abogado na nagsasabi dun sa form, etc. So, ibig sabihin ho, yung mga abogado ni FPJ, sinasabi na nung time na yon na may problema.
Yes, Your Honor, that's
Okay.
true. They
And
manifested that, Your Honor.
Let me ask you this question. Does the lawyer have to move for the exclusion, or does the PBOC motu proprio, in your duty to have free, honest, and credible election, make the necessary decisions? Meaning kung ako po ako nasa canvassing ngayon, there are two sides. Will you consider it a bias if I say, sandali lang, may problema tong COC na to, hindi ko to bibilangin. Titignan ko muna yung election returns o titignan ko muna kung may error. Is that allowed under the rules?
Yes, before you answer, I'd also like to dagdagan ko po yung sinasabi ni Senator Cayetano. Yung nakita nyo na zero yung municipal COC. Kahit common sense zero. Fernando Po Jr., zero. Ni watchers niya, hindi bumoto sa kanya. Common sense lang ba? Bakit hindi ka man lang nagtanong?
Yes, Your Honor, please. In fact, zero, if my memory serve me right, zero si FPJ, zero si Vice President De Castro, sa senators marami ang zero. Tapos ang mga boto ng ibang kandidato, 4,700 kay Arroyo, 400,700 kay Ata. If my memory serve me right, si Ligarda, 4,700. Tapos yung mga senador, 4,700. Maraming senador doon, 4,700. Ang iba, zero. So, actually, in the first place, sir, Your Honors, there was no copy of the election return submitted to the PBC. So if I'm going to act on that, I have to gather all of those election returns. And that would be running counter the objective and intention of the passage of the law that no pre-proclamation controversy will be entertained insofar as the national
Is it
position.
not the number one intention of the law is to have clean and honest elections? And when you see something with zero, or which is obviously bereft, wag na tayo magpag-usapan yung mga legalities. Common sense will just tell you something is wrong. And you just said, in consonance with the goals of the law, which is clean, honest elections, shouldn't you have done something?
Actually, as what the commission did, especially after the
Hindi
coming
po,
out.
what you did. What did you do?
Actually, wala, Your Honors, please. Yun
Wala.
lang, sinabi ko, nag-count lang ko, base
So
po
you
sa
did not
rules.
do anything in spite of the fact that clearly common sense will tell you something is wrong when municipal certificate of canvass comes in with a zero for Fernando Po Jr.
Kasi, Your Honor, pag canvassing, Your Honor,
Sandali po,
minamadali
sagutin
kasi.
lang muna yung tanong. Did you do anything?
Wala, Your Honor, please.
Okay. I think
counted it, Your Honor.
before you, Senator Cayetano had a question. Have you please answer
Yes,
Senator
Your Honor, yes,
Cayetano's question?
Nasa likod niyo po si Mr. Concepcion at mga volunteers ng NANFREL. No? At katabi niyo ho yung tao nila ng NANFREL dun ho sa area. Parang paulit-ulit kayo, sir, na ang sinasabi niyo, kasi pag tinignan nyo, baka bumagal at pre-proclamation, bawal ang pre-proc. Yung pre-proc ho, hindi inconsistent yun. How do I put it? No? There are different grounds for pre-proc. And there is a different ground for material defects. There are different ground for, eto po basahin ko sa inyo. 6669 ang inyong minention, di ba? O ito. When election return certificate of canvass appear to be tampered with or falsified, if the election return certificate of canvass submitted to the Board of Canvassers appear to be tampered with, altered or falsified after they have left the hands of the Board of Election Inspectors or otherwise not authentic or prepared by the BEI concerned under duress, force, intimidation, or prepared by persons other than a member of the Board of Election Inspector, the Board of Canvassers shall use the other copies of said election returns and certificate of canvass, and if necessary, the copy of election returns inside the ballot box, which upon previous authority given by the Commission may be retrieved in accordance with Section 220 of the Omnibus Election Code. If the other copies of the election return certificates of canvass are likewise tampered with, altered, falsified, not authentic, prepared under duress, force, intimidation, or prepared by persons other than the members of the Board of Election Inspectors, the Board of Canvassers of any candidate affected shall bring the matter to the attention of the Commission, which shall proceed as provided in Section 235 of the Omnibus Election Code. No? The next section deals with discrepancies in election return certificate of canvass. No? So, the next section, canvass to be completed at the earliest possible time. Ang sinasabi ko, sir, walang conflict yung bilisan nyo ang canvassing sa maging totoo kayo sa canvassing. Kasi kung bilis lang, ba't pa natin bilangin? I-proclaim na natin si GMA kaagad. Ang sinasabi po ni Chairman Gingona, may zero dun eh. Tama po sinabi nung philosopher na Voltaire na common sense is not that common. Kasi presidential election to, hindi naman to sa mga konsehal o bokal na pwedeng hindi siya kilala, kaya zero siya. O party list na napakarami nila na pwedeng zero. It was a hotly contested election between Fernando Poe Jr. and then President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. And could you believe that in a province, in certain municipalities, he will get zero? Yet, ang sagot niyo kanina, ito manifestation ng dalawang party. So meaning, if you're now going to teach all the other PES under your, ngayon ho sa Region 10 ho kayo, no? Anong ituturo niyo ho ngayon sa mga PES ng Region 10? Pag may nakita kayong kaduda-duda na zero, huwag niyo nang pansinin, proclaim niyo na. Or pirmahan nyo na, COC. O sasabihin mo ba, follow section 26, 27, 28 of Resolution 6669. Let me try to help you, Director. No? We know that a lot of people during this time were under duress. Or kung nabigyan man ng pera, ang feeling nila, wala din silang choice dahil nga hawak ang bansa eh. So if someone told you to do it that way, all you have to do is tell us now and today. Kung hindi, this all goes into your competence.
Your Honors, please, I do admit that there is such a shortcoming. If I'm going to follow my moral obligation to do that, Your Honor, this is such a shortcoming. I would have done, I have gathered all election returns. Because in PBC, unlike in the National Board of Canvassers, there are election returns already at hand. Yun, I have to gather it. And as I've said also in the manifestation, there was no discrepancies pointed out. Yun lang zero, Your Honor. I do, morally, I do have the obligation to do it.
Yes,
but I do admit, Your Honors.
No, thank you for admitting that, Director. Yet, you kept on being promoted. Yun ang problema ko at yun ang sinasabi ko kay Chairman Brillantes na paka-address niya.
No, Your Honor, nag-apply po ako. Talaga nag-apply lang po ako, Your Honor.
Whether you applied or whether you like Mr. Cusi na na-appoint kahit na hindi nag-a-apply, doesn't matter to me. Ang point, dapat dapat na napro-promote.
Walang nag-ibang nag-apply, Your Honor. Si Attorney Bedol is the most senior in arm, but he's not interested to apply, Your
Honor. Kung walang nag-apply, then you can put a person in acting capacity. Yung ARD, pwede mong gawing acting. So, don't tell me na walang nag-apply. Last question because I have to yield to Senator Jinggoy. Sa affidavit niyo po, sabi sir, after 25 COCs, you were asked to inhibit and you were told by the COMELEC to pass to Director Macarambon?
Actually, I was told to inhibit insofar as the national positions, Your Honors, please.
Why is
and
that,
automatically, and of course, when I actually inhibited, I passed it to the Vice Chairman, being the second ranking.
Who was also mentioned in the Garci tapes?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Okay. Can I ask you that question? Bakit po kayo pinag-inhibit?
Actually, the COMELEC through Chairman Avalos then called me up to inhibit because there are some complaints against me.
Sino ho nag-complain?
I was not told by him, Your Honor. And of course, I have to follow that. I manifested, in fact, before the start of the hearing, I manifested. Alam nila lahat yan na I inhibited to continue with the canvassing of the national positions. And all of those lawyers present objected to my inhibition. Dahil alam nila, in fact, nandun sa tape, sir, yung sinasabi ko kanina, nandun sa tape yan.
Yes.
Nag-inhibit ako, tapos...
Mr. Chair, at the proper time, can we invite Commissioner Garciliano and Chairman Abalos at the proper time, no, when we get all of the facts straight? But if you keep mentioning those tapes, no, is that tape still with you?
In the, Your Honors, in the province, in my office, Your Honor.
Can you check if it's still there? Then with the permission of the two chairperson Pimentel and Gingona, why don't we get it and have it transcribed?
Right now,
not right now, but
I'm sorry, Your
I'm
Honor.
saying you just keep mentioning it. So wala na rin mawawala na i-verify namin
Yeah,
yung
yes, Your
sinasabi mo na eto lang ang sinabi ng abogado, kaliwat kanan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then I yield